Welcome to the MWA Podcast, the space where we celebrate the incredible Muslim women shaping our communities, breaking barriers, and making history. I'm Saada Mahmood, your host, and joining me today, I should have a long spiel for her because she's that great, is the first hijabi model, and she's an advocate as well, and she's a writer. We have the fabulous, and she looks fantastic today, okay? We have the Mariah Idrissi joining us today. Maria, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. That was lovely.
I tried, babe. I think I might need to do it again.
No, you're good. I have to learn nice and natural. That's it.
Stop it. All the stuff I've written down, none of it came out.
You need an intro as well. You started something so important for us in the community, mashallah, honestly. Like,
no, we tried.
Anyways, we'll do another day.
We'll do, exactly. Switch, babes.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
But
sure.
no, Maria, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
I know your schedule's tight. Tight.
At the moment, it's worse. We were just asking about if I'm here or where am I, and I'm moving, inshallah. But
where are you going? Are you leaving us?
To Dubai, but I'll be back and forward very often because all my agents are here and family, and I've still got stuff, so I have to.
And what's taking you over there?
Well, to be honest, my husband's American, so he's like, we're not living in America. We definitely are not living in London.
And when did you get married, Maria?
Oh, I got married. Well, I did my nikah actually like over a year ago, but I just kept it quiet until we did the walima, which was in November. So that's when it feels like, all right, it's out there.
Lily.
Yeah,
Mabruk.
thank you so much. It's about time. I was like,
nervous. Everything in its time. Do you know what I mean? You were busy.
Yeah. It's been. I know. It's a real looking for a spouse. It's like looking for a job. It's a real commitment. You can't just. It's not like how it used to be back in the day. Someone's mom, like, oh, my nephew. And it's like,
no, not anymore.
The criteria now.
And now it's like everyone plays a longer game, right? Yeah. It's like in your face, they tick the boxes. But in reality, it's like, it's as you said, it's like the jobs. You got to go through a couple of them to bag your own.
You got to have tawakkul. That's the key thing. Because, we actually got married, I'd say, like, relatively quickly in terms of today's view. Like, we got married within 6 months.
Good. So, I love the quick ones.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just, it's more genuine. I feel like it's just quicker as well. I love the quick one. My brother and sister-in-law got married really quickly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was a close friend of mine, brought them together, and then that was it. They were like, let's go.
That's good. Alhamdulillah. See? And they're
still
doing good.
They are still, they're popping out babies. We're committed.
That's it, yeah. See, it works.
Tell us a little about where you grew up.
Northwest London.
North Weezy.
I know, fellow North Weezy.
We were talking on the phone the other day, and I was like, where are you from? And you were like, Wembley. He said, no way.
Yeah, Wembley, exactly. So, grew up in Northwest. I'm still in Northwest pretty much because until I move out of London. But so, very extreme. It's like been at my mum's all my life, and then I'm going to another country.
Very true, babes. Literally been at your mum's for all your life, had that whole connection with mummy. Not all that. Now you're going to leave. How you feel about that? It is scary.
It's time now, though, anyway. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I know, but it's not even like you're just moving house to live down the road.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's funny because I think the way that I rationalize everything that's happening is I'm like, so in 2 years, mum, you're going to be coming out as well. Like, I have to plan and think of the future in a positive way where it's like everyone's going to be there with me soon, inshallah, because unless everyone is super happy here, that'd be different. But
no, babes, it's Dubai. Everyone's coming to you.
Yeah.
And you'll be coming here. Yeah. You'll be coming here.
Yeah, exactly. So
how many siblings you got?
I have 2 brothers, 2 young brothers, eldest.
Are you the eldest?
Yeah, eldest. The big sister syndrome. I've been reading about this.
I'm the eldest girl.
Oh, you're the eldest girl?
I'm the eldest girl. I got 2 brothers over me, but I'm the eldest girl. I don't think they count.
No, when you're the eldest girl, whether you're the eldest in general or just the eldest woman, that's it. Yeah, it's an experience.
And how'd you grow up being the eldest? Because you were just saying you just did school run today as well, didn't you?
Yeah, because my mum had a little knee thing, so I'm dropping my brother off to school. We've got a really big age gap, so
16 years.
16 years, yeah.
That's no joke. And how about your other brother?
He's 23, so but still big.
Yeah, still a big age gap between you and him as well.
10 years, yeah. Oh, wow. Massive. Every decade, my mum was like, right.
I can do it now.
Good,
she's like, I can do it now. This one's going to high school soon.
I know. I don't think it was planned that way, but it just happens, subhanAllah. So, it really puts you in big sister mode for the whole of your life.
And what year did you finish school? Because I'm trying to think. What high school did you go?
Copeland, shut down.
Now it's called
Arc Academy.
Arc Academy,
Yeah, they had to completely rebrand that school.
I know, Copeland was a lot, babes.
That was a lot.
Copeland.
Yeah, people from
Copeland,
other areas
Copeland
knew about
just
Copeland.
wanted to fight everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I got
We
into a lot of fights.
we went to Mesquite John Kelly. We went to all girls school, and just Copeland was just
How was John Kelly? I heard
we were all girls. We used to fight all the time too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna say. I'm sure that was not as peaceful.
Thick skin. It was a thick skin.
Yeah. Oh
But
man.
no. So from there, high school, what did you kind of get up to after that? Because what I'm trying to get at is before you went into modeling. Because even back then, who is modeling? Who had a hijab on? So what were you doing before then?
So I was a drama kid. I loved like writing and filming, and I just wanted to be an actress and just work in film. Proper Disney kid growing up. I was an only child for 9 years, so like my imagination was my entertainment. And
only child syndrome.
Yeah, only child and eldest daughter syndrome, everything. And so I went to uni. I actually did a year in marketing and advertising because I don't know. I just thought, let me do something that's practical. But then after a year, I was like, this is a lot of accounts and maths. I'm not interested. I only want to make the like ideas. I don't want to do all the maths.
I'm a star. Leave me alone.
Yeah. So after, and also I found it not like to undermine it, but I think because when you have family that come from back home and they start up businesses and they're doing really well, and like none of them got GCSEs even.
Ain't that the truth?
So I was like, why am I studying something that is for me like it doesn't feel necessary to study, and I don't like a big chunk of it. So I switched to English and history because I thought, well, if I love film and I just want to create stuff, why am I trying to do something to be safe, like to have a safe job? And alhamdulillah, I had a very supportive family. They were always like, they knew I wasn't going to be a rocket scientist or a doctor. So I just let her do all her art stuff, and inshallah, like it'll work out.
Just as long as she's settled.
Yeah. Just let her focus on something.
As long as she gives us a degree, we're happy.
Exactly. So alhamdulillah, I did that. And then as soon as I graduated, I wanted to work in Netflix or BBC or whatever and do something in film and TV. But then I got scouted like literally months afterwards for a H&M campaign, and then that's how it all kicked off.
Where were you? What do you mean you got scouted? Where were you? You were walking through
Westfields.
Wembley.
Yeah. I was in Westfield, Shepherd's Bush. I was actually working in a children's shop part-time.
Where was that?
In Trotters, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just working there. Lady came in, Coralie, bless her. She changed my life, She's a casting agent.
Does these things happen? Like I was just walking, and then they were like, "You look amazing." How did it go?
It did. I was standing. I wasn't even walking. I was just standing still, like at the door, like hi, greeting everyone. And then she was like, "Can I take a photo of you? I'm a casting agent." And because again, my background's film, acting, but I started to wear hijab when I was 17, so I kind of dropped the acting side because I just felt like, what opportunities are there? But that's another story we can go into after. It was always in the back of my mind, like if it happens, I'm open for it. But I thought, let me do something that I have more control over, which was the writing side of the producing side. Because acting is really dependent on someone casting you. You can't make a film every time you want to show that you can act. So so when she said that, I was like, oh my God, yes, casting, acting. And then she goes, no, for advertising. I was like, subhanAllah, like I was like, okay, whatever, like it's just a bit of money, a couple hours in a day. And then that's when it
no, but
off.
Hold up, she took a picture of you, and then what? She called you.
And then she told me H&M want me in a campaign. I was like, okay.
You were just like,
I genuinely thought, like, because I've been an extra in films before, so I just thought you're just going to be an extra in a campaign. Like, it's just the same concept, but in an advert rather than in a movie. But then it kicked off because they took editorial shots of me. I didn't have an agent or anything, obviously. So I was just like, yeah, okay.
Sick. I'm a visual person, yeah. So I want to know. Now, okay, she said H&M, you're going to be backup dancer, whatever. You were like, all right then.
Yeah.
You went there and like, where was it? Where did you go?
Oh my God, I can't even remember where it was in London.
You were in London.
Yeah, I can't remember where in London, but I remember like the significant thing I remembered was the rail of clothing and hijabs. And they were like, obviously no one knows how to style a hijab. And they asked me, oh, which one do you want to wear with this outfit? They obviously had like options. So I picked the keffiyeh, obviously. Yeah. Like, I think I did that subconsciously, actually. Like, I was just like, I like this one. And then we had to like stitch it to another one because it was so small. It was like a little square.
Okay.
I was like, this is not going to go over my head. So they stitched two of them together to make it long enough. And then I just put it on, sunglasses, accessories, whatever, took photos. Again, thought nothing of it. When it came out a few months later, that's when my Instagram was private and I was getting so many requests, like insane.
No way.
Like 10,000 requests in the first week. I have said something's happened. What's happened? I got to start getting anxiety. I was
Like, what did I do?
Yeah. And then I googled. I just googled the campaign because I knew she sent me the pictures in an email, so I knew something that must be the only thing that's different.
Did you love
And
the
then,
pictures
yeah.
when it was sent to you first?
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
was
I
you
was like, oh,
critical
that's
of it? Or
nice.
were you like,
I think I'm generally quite a critical person
yeah,
of myself,
of
not
yourself,
of other people. Yeah.
exactly.
And but I think I was cool with it. It
You
wasn't.
look
There was nothing wrong with it.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous,
Oh, thanks.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like 10 years old now. Now if we look at
You
it,
still look
we own
the
it.
same.
No,
Mashallah.
oh, alhamdulillah. Yeah. So that's really how it kicked off, and then
Oh,
just
amazing.
ended up in fashion for 10 years.
I know, but how did you stay in it? Okay, that's how it started.
Yeah.
And then from there, obviously, that opens up a lot of doors. I was told not to touch the mic. It was like one rule, don't touch the mic. But how did you stay in it? How did you find management? How
Yeah.
did you, because
Well,
you're one woman, mashallah, that has literally stayed in it within those 10 years.
yeah, alhamdulillah. Do you know what? I don't know. I just milked it, man. I always say I
How
milked
did
it.
you milk it?
So like,
Teach us.
I think part of being creative, it's really good because you can apply creativity to like anything. So I just thought, okay, what do I do to maintain? Do I want to go back and be like, that was fun, let me go back to work in my job and still apply for Netflix? Or should I take this opportunity and say, you know what, Allah has made me recognize for something that is deep. It's not just fashion, it's like the hijab. That was what people were more focused on. And that was the driving factor for me. I said, okay, it's not just about me modeling or whatever. It's more than that. It's actually having a voice behind the hijab, going on the news, representing us, because we didn't really see that at all. And close after, Nadia Hussein came out with Bake Off. So then it started to roll off where you're seeing more Muslim representation in media. So I was like, okay, I'm part of this movement now. Alhamdulillah, this is great. I need to do something positive with this. And it also reinforced the hijab for me, because I was like the only one in my family really wearing hijab. None of my cousins or aunts or no one. And I could have taken it off any time. I could have been like, I don't feel like wearing it. So after that, I was like, nah, I have to keep it.
Like,
but it was good.
World's first hijab. We said it would have been another statement to take it off.
And
no,
then 2 months later, like sunbathing somewhere, like, no. I have to keep this on. So, but it wasn't bad pressure. It was good pressure for me, because it's something I obviously was doing for years and wanted to keep on. So that I'd say the hijab was actually the driving force. And I was doing more consultancy and talks than I was doing actual modeling, because they still didn't know how to work. This is like the first time it's happened. Okay. They were like, how tall are you? I'm like 5'5", just about.
For real?
Yeah. So it's like, okay, are you like extra skinny? Like, we can't really tell. Like, are you in the plus size range? Like, where do we fit you? They're trying to fit me somewhere. And can you take your hijab off for certain shoots? Like, because not even in a like disrespectful.
No, but they're asking, right?
Yeah. And so a lot of the process was teaching more than it was actually working, which was not good financially at all for me, because I'm getting drawn out to do all, this free stuff, free labor, free marketing, free whatever. But then I'm not actually working for these brands as a model, which is what I was recognized for.
But you were paving the way. In the background.
Yeah, in the
You're
background.
Making it easier for other sisters to transition into that.
Thanks so much. Okay, Mary, we're going to get this 6-foot hijab. I'm like, you know what? Great. Why not?
But now at least this 6-foot hijabi, now at least it's not awkward for her.
Exactly.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You've actually put things in place, even behind the scenes, not just as wow, come on, Maria.
And I've even consulted on like film sets for series where they'll have an actress, she doesn't wear hijab. She might be Muslim, but she doesn't wear it. And it's like, okay, we need you to help with styling, or can you help with, like, does this match her personality? Like, because wearing a hijab, you're representing Islam. Right. If her personality doesn't match that, then you're just going to offend a very large group of people. Which is, and a lot of the time we still see it, and they just, because they don't consult us, you know?
It's like Netflix.
It's funny how if we want to do something in someone else's space, we have to have partners, consultants, this, that. When they got an idea for Muslims, no, not one.
Hijab's coming off for the white guy.
Yeah, there's no one.
Always in the Netflix movies, right? There's always a hijabi sister.
They're not
that
scared
ends
of
up
offending in that way, but then if we want to do something, we're worried it might offend. It's just double standards, but
it's like sisters like you that do get asked to come into the room. And get to change that from the inside, because us being on the outside, we ain't gonna change nothing. All we'll be doing is being out here moaning, right? No, but it is. We'll be here complaining and injustice, but like we need to be on the other side. We need to be on the other side of the door so we can make these changes. So we can be like, no, that and that doesn't go together. And
definitely, and it is a battle of the ego, which is why I think I wanted to also study film in terms of like the writing and producing side, because I had to ask myself, why do I want to be an actress? Is it, obviously I know that I enjoy doing it because I just enjoy being different characters and weird, but it's the storytelling side that was really strong for me. It's like, I want to see myself or someone like me in a story that I want to tell. So I had to then say, okay, put the ego aside of you being that person in the camera and work behind the scenes as well. And it's the same with fashion. It's like, do you just want to be seen in a picture because you just want to admire yourself, like, oh, I'm like, or do you actually want to make change behind the scenes? Because I think that's the level where we're at now with representation. We talk about it so much, that word, but we need good representation, not just like, oh, as long as she wears hijab, she's representing us. Like, it's not enough.
So true.
Like, okay, like we've been there, done that, ship sailed. Like, what's the next level? Otherwise, we're going to be staying in the same place, just clapping because, oh, they've got a hijabi or they've got a brother with a beard. It's like, you have to grow. You have to constantly grow.
So what were some of the challenges you've had?
Oh, there's been loads. I mean, yeah,
what was the one that stands out to you the most?
I think the financial inconsistency in those I'd say the first year was really hard.
I know. We were all looking at you like, oh my God, she's on H&M and she's here and traveling here and there. She's looted.
I know.
No.
Do you know, and the thing is, there were times where it's like, I'll have a very great month, but then you have anxiety because when's the next month like that going to happen? You just don't know, because I just went from working in a children's shop.
No, how did you quit that? In my head, as soon as they took that picture and they said H&M won you, you're like, you guys, okay, I can no longer be here, okay?
Do you know what? I still carried on working. I still, after the thing, I was still going to work because I'm like, I can't just drop them. It was the owners that came in and were like, Maria, we're so proud of what you've done, but I think, do you not think it's time to flee the nest? Basically.
They did not.
I was like, you know, like slightly, yeah, basically, because there were people sometimes that would come in the shops to like take a photo, and I think the manager like would feel a bit like conflicted because it's like, Maria, like those ladies need help with shoes or something.
They start hating on you. They say you're too famous for us now.
I started to feel like, yeah, this is getting awkward now, like, because I was just on BBC World News last night, and now I'm putting shoes on a kid, like, so
that must have felt so surreal though.
Yeah.
Oh, were you putting shoes that were there a shoe place?
Yeah, because they do shoes and clothes.
Okay. Did you have to measure the kids' shoes and stuff?
Yeah.
I did that. I used to work in Clark's. My first job was in Clark's. And we would literally have to sit down and measure the kids. So now with my kids, I'm like, come here. Is it on properly?
Yeah. Even now, I'm sure with my brothers, when they were younger, I'd still do that. I'd be pressing their toe and
What are you most proud about?
Oh, well. I think, oh my gosh, subhanAllah, that was a deep question.
It is a deep question, and it could be multiple things. But what is something that, like, wow, I did that?
Do you know what? I remember there was a story about a French woman who was from like a small town, and she said her daughter, who started to wear hijab, couldn't get a job because obviously their laws can just decide to not hire you because of your hijab. And then when the campaign came out with H&M, she said that her daughter and her friends were like they were protesting, saying, how is retail stores that you're rejecting us to work in promoting the hijab now? And then they started hiring girls in hijab in that area. Yeah. So she was like, my daughter got a job because,
That's so touching.
Yeah, I was like, subhanAllah, that's like real change where, something that I'd have no idea about because I met her in person. That's how I found out.
That's incredible.
So, yeah, like that specific story was great. And even just, I think women feeling more, especially women that were struggling maybe with hijab and just feeling more comfortable wearing it, because I don't always wear it, let's say, perfectly, I mix it up as well. But for me, the message is, at least the idea of modesty is there, because I've had young girls say, oh, I don't wear it properly, so I shouldn't wear it at all.
No.
And I'm like, no, because then you'll never do anything properly at all. It's like, oh, if you don't pray properly, you're just not going to pray now.
Yeah.
Or you didn't fast great today. You missed a prayer. You're not fast at all now.
But that's how a lot of us feel, right?
Yeah,
a lot of us think like that. But no, agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
you should.
Everything is a journey.
Yeah,
everything.
100%. And you can tell the difference between someone that is disrespecting something to someone who actually is trying, and they're just not there. Like when I started to wear hijab, I'd wear it just whatever in a bun and then with a t-shirt if it's summer, and it's just like, at least I'm covering my hair. At least the concept is there of trying to cover. And I had people say, oh, if you're gonna wear it like that, just don't wear it at all. But it's like, is that good advice? I remember my cousin stuck up for me. You don't just wake up and say, I'm gonna wear niqab today.
It's so
and you've
true.
never ever tried anything.
And if you do, there are sisters that do that, but like, it doesn't last long.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It
Glad
doesn't
you said
last
it.
long. No, but it doesn't, because anything that you go zoom into it.
Yeah.
I think the Kenyans have a saying. I went to Mombasa years ago, and I remember this saying. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm gonna run with it. Haraka haraka boom baraka. Something
Haraka is fast. Yeah, like quick,
fast,
quick.
fast. So if you climb up fast, you fall down
Fall
fast.
quick. Exact. Do you know who else told me that? I forgot her name. She was the director of a modeling agency. I wouldn't say anyway, but she told me when other like things started coming out after this campaign, and like just with other people just working with other hijabis or working with women that didn't wear hijab and trying to just speak like their brand has nothing to do with it, and then suddenly they want to quickly like market to us now.
Trend.
And she goes, trust me, Maria, she goes, the faster they rise, the quicker they'll fall.
So
And I remember
true.
that. I was like, subhanAllah, because I felt like at that point in my life, things were getting slow. So hearing that was quite
Exactly.
a relief to feel like, you know what, yeah, it's true. Slow and steady wins the race.
Well, it really does, though, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like, it really, really does. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we live in a day and age where everyone's trying to do things so quick.
Yeah.
It's like, today I started this, tomorrow it needs to be wow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
exactly.
even for you to share that, to be like, yeah, there's ups and highs and lows in it. There's times where I didn't know when my next paycheck was coming in.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
And and also it helps you really be more intentional with what it is you want to do, because if something's been thrown at you and you just ran with it at the time, and you're so young, like I was 23, so still, you know,
You were a
pretty young.
baby.
Yeah, when you think about like 23 to like 33 is a big difference. You really appreciate the fact that things went slow, because it's like, oh, if I did that would have been so cringe, or if I did that I would have went down that direction. So having that slower momentum actually allows you to decide what it is you really want to do.
Facts.
And be more classy with it, you know.
Do you know what I
So
wanted to
good.
ask you? Because I was asking you that how have you been able to not only just stay in the scene for the last 10 years, but also book jobs and, you know, do all these things? Is it management?
I think management plays definitely a big part. But it was also your own grind and networking and just being out there. So like initially, it was a friend of a friend. I can't remember how I met Joe. So anyway, he's got a PR company called Streamline PR, and he really supported me in the beginning, because at that time I just come out like a flipping little lamb, you know, a lamb to slaughter in
Fresh.
this industry. And I didn't, except for things that were coming directly to my email, I wasn't in the loop yet properly. So then he is a PR agent. He goes, you need to just keep going to events, maintain that momentum. So that people know that you're in this space and you're here to stay. You're not like a gimmick, because they're already, or you know how when you're wearing hijab, it's like this is already a new thing. You don't want to be seen as this token person that was a gimmick and it's never going to happen again. And then, you know, whatever your plans became, they're just gone down the drain.
Exactly.
So he's like, keep the momentum up, and if work comes through, obviously he wasn't a manager, but he said he can like manage anything that comes through. So he was doing that, and then I got picked up by Select Models. So that was the first time, like at least in Europe, a modeling agency had signed a hijabi. Like there was no concept of a modeling agency signing a woman in hijab in Europe at the time. So then that was pretty early, and yeah, so they were good. Yeah,
They helped.
Yeah, they helped. Yeah, because sometimes when you have that association, if people don't know you, but they know the name you're associated to, then there's trust. It's like, oh, we can work with her.
So that
helped.
brand kind of helped kind of solidify it to make you look serious and professional.
Exactly. It's like with music. When you see a music artist, they might have banging tunes and they might be a really talented person, but if you've never heard of them, you know, it's more difficult. But the minute they feature with someone, then all of a sudden their clout goes up. And same with films, actors. You know, you could be an amazing actor, but if you've only done like student short films, but suddenly you then get association to like a huge, I don't know, Fast and Furious 10 or whatever, that's it. So that's how I saw agencies.
Loved your misconceptions.
Oh. Oh my
What
shit.
else have you acted in?
So most of the stuff I've done has been like the Halalians, which are these skit series, and yeah, just like stuff that we create, really.
Okay, so you get to do a bit of the stuff you've always loved.
Yeah,
Do you get to do a bit of the writing and stuff as well?
Yeah, so I've co-written a few of them. I'm writing something now. So yeah, that's been fun, definitely, because it's like you just do whatever it is you wanted to do. It's like, well, why not create it? And that's something I've also learned over the years. Stop waiting for people to give you that opportunity. If you can do it yourself, do it. But again, like I said earlier, with acting, it is trickier because
you can't just every time.
You can't do it as consistently as you'd like, unless everyone is just down to make stuff all the time. But people have lives, jobs, families. It's not easy and it's expensive.
So now, if someone was ready to cast you in a movie, would you be ready, Maria?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Tell them.
I have got an acting agent as well.
Oh,
yeah,
you?
so I have. I'm actually, something is coming up actually, inshallah.
Inshallah.
In a couple of months. Yeah, an episode that I'm in.
Oh, is it?
Something pretty big for children's TV, but it's pretty big. Yeah.
Babes, we love to see it. We love to see it.
Inshallah.
So is that the next transition you want to go into? Obviously, you'll still be doing your modeling because that's just who you are.
Yeah.
But is that the acting side of stuff and everything you've always wanted and you've always been in it? So is that something you're looking forward to now?
Yeah, I feel like this chapter of my life now is more entering my film space. So whether that's me, like I'm working on stuff that I'm writing, documentaries, making. So I have this very animated, like comedy drama side, but then I've also got a very serious, like I want to talk about important things side. And I feel like that fits better for documentaries.
Very true.
So yeah, like the factual side, let's just say fiction and factual.
Okay, so you're sticking to the factual.
Yeah. So I feel like this is the era now where I'm working on that film side. So yeah, acting, if that comes about, great. I'm down for it. But I'm relying more on myself to do the work again than waiting on something, because
good.
I've been doing that for 10 years and it's flipping.
Yeah, but no, I love that you're saying that though.
Yeah.
Because even if you do have an agent, you have all these things, it's still down to you to take those. Okay.
The work that you do. Because even with the Muslim Women Awards, if you was waiting for a huge awards show to make a little, like a strand, which is for you, who knows how long you'd be waiting, whereas you could just do it yourself if you can,
It's so true. And that's exactly what we did. It was it was literally, okay, this doesn't exist. Then it was like, why doesn't it exist? And then it's like, okay, well, if it doesn't exist, make it. Do you know? Create it.
Exactly. Is it something you want to take globally as well?
I would love to.
Okay,
oh my God. Babes.
Yeah.
If you start getting those links for us in Dubai. But talking about the awards, how did you feel? You were one of the first award winners for our award for the social media category.
I appreciate that so much. Yes, I still have my little thing behind my bed. Of course. Yeah. I'm thinking, can I take that with? How heavy is it? I can take that with me. Yeah,
you can, babes. We'll send you a box. Take it everywhere.
Definitely.
And your mum came to that day. Your mum accepted the award for you.
I know, that was sweet. Oh, did you meet her?
Of course, I met your mum. I met your mum, of course.
And
she was with Frazana.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Auntie Frazana?
Yeah, Auntie. Yeah, you know her. Oh, that's so nice.
I met her with Frazana. Your mum's so sweet.
Award as well, right?
She did. Because she was a finalist, so she said to your mum, like, I'm going, come.
Yeah,
your daughter can't make it, so you need to come.
Yeah.
She was telling me, I was like, oh, you guys are so sweet. But no, your mum was amazing. She went up there to take your award.
Alhamdulillah, yeah, that was great.
Have you won any other awards?
I have actually. I've won a couple from charities, just like
for
like being an ambassador for them. And I won Arabian Business Awards as a young achiever. I don't know if I'm still in the young achiever category.
You're still young, babe.
Yeah.
You're still
we'll
young.
Just be like achiever now, but yeah.
No, you're going to be the under 40s, babe. You're young.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. I always say until you're 40, you're considered a youth, because that's what they say.
Dean-wise, right?
Yeah.
I know, babes, I'm getting old.
Nah.
No, it is like
no.
It's so close.
You're not, how old are you?
Babes, I'm grown, you know. No, I'm 87, but how old am I? Ebian, how old am I? I am going to be 38. Look at me, 20.
Me too.
I'm trying. How old am I? I'm 37.
37.
I'm 37, going to be 38 April 14th.
Okay, inshallah. Nice.
Inshallah.
Next month. Oh,
wow. Next month, yeah. So yeah, we're knocking at the 40s.
Nah, it's all good.
But alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
For me, we've got 4 babies. We're good. Yeah. We started something. The shop is closed. We're waiting for Maria's.
Even me, I should have started like 5 years ago.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, man. You're still good. You're still good. You can still run around after your kid.
Do you know what? Times have definitely changed. We were talking about it briefly in the lift, actually. Just, I think the more like we're learning about ourselves as humans, like just with advanced technology and whatever, the more we understand actually like how underdeveloped we are when we, in terms of like brain. What's it? The frontal
lobe. Frontal cortex.
The frontal cortex isn't fully developed till about 25. So not to say that there's anything wrong with getting married earlier than that, but then you can understand why there could be issues in that early stage. Yeah. Well, there could
I
be
won't
issues
lie
anytime
to
to
you.
be fair,
I
but
won't lie to you. Me, when people, because there's a lot of older sisters now giving that advice of get married later, do your thing. Do you know, like frontal cortex only coming 25 and agreed. But
yeah,
for me, I'm like, dude, get married when you
when it
want.
happens,
Do you know what
yeah,
I mean? When it happens, if you're
definitely,
somebody that's mature and when you're younger
yeah,
and that's what you want, class, do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Rather that than you
messing
do it.
around,
I'm just
yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah. No, it's true because it's all
Yeah,
about your circumstances, like that,
exactly.
and as well, it is of course most importantly is who you meet. If you feel like this person is compatible, then it's like, I mean, me and my husband we're in our 30s and still we got married and lived separately
Yeah.
until it was
Is that?
time.
I freaking love
Well,
that.
to be honest, we did it because he was in America and I'm in the UK. It was
Yeah.
more like we
But how's
physically
the long
it's difficult.
distance going?
It's
Obviously, you guys are
alright.
moving to each other now, but like, and how's it?
Do you know what? There's moments when it reaches like after like 3 weeks, you're like, this is long.
I'm done
now.
with FaceTime.
Yeah. So, but alhamdulillah, it's just
Do you
sabr.
guys fly to each other regularly?
To be honest, he flies. This is funny actually. I can't go to America at the moment because I went to Somalia and that banned me. Trump's Muslim ban. So I have to get a visa.
Maria, you did that for us for the blue flag.
I'm not alive. If I knew that, I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna send y'all some money.
No,
instead.
babes,
I'm
you're meant to
joking.
be there. You're meant to be there. Banned.
Alhamdulillah, and I don't regret it at all. It was one of the most amazing experiences. But that has, it did throw a spanner in the works. So he's been coming to London every like month. Yeah.
Oh, every month? He's got
coming
some air
often.
miles now, innit?
Yeah,
Mashallah.
he's got a lot. Yeah, because or we'd meet in other like Morocco and other places, you know.
Do you know, that just sounds like, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It does. Like, do you know the whole thing of like, because so many women, they're scared of like when they get married, boom, having babies and but you're getting sort of the best of like being able to
ease your
date
way
him
into
and
it.
being able to travel together and miss
Yeah.
each other and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, it's funny because I feel like I'm an impatient person, subhanAllah, and everything in my life, when I think about it, has tested my patience. Like like I said, with my work, you know, that was a test. That's still a test of. I think for everyone, we feel like testing our patience when it comes to our work and career. Initially with money, when I just did the campaign, even with like family, like being a big sister, constantly testing, and then being married and having long distance tests. So a lot of my life has been testing patience, where things just
call
really
Mariah
stretch out.
Idrissi.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Love it, yeah.
Oh, alhamdulillah, but
Yeah.
that's growing as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's growing up and just being like, yeah, okay, not everything's going to happen in my time. And as
Yeah.
you said, just life is just forcing you to
Yeah.
have that patience.
But you know, and you have to just see the good in it, because now it's true. Like, we didn't get married and then immediately everything was so dramatic. It's been easing us into each other's lives, you know. So when you travel with people, you know, they say that's one of the ways to really know someone. Yeah, and just like getting to know each other's families in this way as well, rather than everyone's just living on top of each other. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've been to Ethiopia as well, but only for one day.
Of course you have. You're just out
Loved
here,
it.
just jet set.
Yeah.
How is that? Because you do a lot of advocacy as well, don't you? Like, they just be like, come on.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that? How can one get into that?
So I used to work with charities before even all of this popped off, because mashallah, my mum's like a very charitable woman, and I went to an Islamic school that was like completely donation funded. Like, it's not government funded, so we were always brought up doing fundraisers and bake sales and this and that. I used to do henna. I can still do henna pretty.
Can
good.
you?
Yeah, so I used to do henna as a kid, like for other kids, and then make money for the school. So I feel like charity was just instilled in us, like it's just part of life. And I saw my mum, you know, mashallah, be able to spread herself in so many different roles, you know, being a mum, a wife, an accountant, and then also, you know, running a Muslim school. So I think that entered me in that world. So I met obviously a lot of charities as well anyway. So then when I had the platform, they already knew me. They're like, yeah, that's it,
Now,
Maria.
we see
no
now you
more
actually got
volunteering.
paid.
Yeah, you're going to be an ambassador for us now.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
So what's one of the places, because babes, you went to Somalia.
Yeah.
Like,
Mogadishu,
Mogadishu, exactly. Not even just, hey, I went to Somaliland, they got their peace, they're chilling. No, she went to Mogadishu.
Yeah, in the middle of it, yeah.
Yeah, so what was out of all the different trips you've taken, what is the one that's been like, wow? Like, because I know you go to help, you go for humanitarian, but which one has either surprised you the most? Which one's the most memorable? That's it.
Well, do you know what? I'll be honest, it was one, actually, no. there's one trip where we all got fake COVID. I say fake COVID because none of us really had COVID, and we were stuck in Kenya.
Oh, because they did the test?
Yeah, but it was like I was in a room with my brother the whole trip because I brought my brother on this trip with me. So we were staying together the whole time, and somehow I got a positive test and he got negative. I was like, and I felt completely normal. I was like, there's no way. Then the stress levels, because I had to be back in London. I was like, I'll get a private jet. I need to get back. I don't care. That was a memorable trip just because the experience afterwards was like, we're not supposed to be here anymore, but we're still just doing charity work and at the same time hanging out in Kenya.
Positive, and then they were like, you can't go nowhere.
Yeah, we were just stuck in Kenya for an extra like 2 weeks. So I was in Kenya for about a month.
No way.
Yeah, that's where I learned Swahili pretty much.
I was about to say,
my Swahili is better than like my Arabic, I swear.
And yeah, because Swahili has a lot of Arabic dialect in there, right?
Yeah, it does.
So where did you stay? What? Nairobi,
Mombasa,
where?
Mombasa, okay. Yeah. So we were in Mombasa. But it was such an amazing trip. So that was memorable. But also, do you know what? Every trip has been significant because the first trip I ever went on was to Niger.
No way.
I don't know anyone that has been to Niger. So
I don't even know anyone from Niger.
Yeah. It's not. I think it's because they're French speaking, so more maybe in France more, but not so much in the UK. And that was with Islamic Relief, and that was amazing. Just our group we just had like, mashallah, such a great time. We know the people you're with make such a difference. So they're a really good team.
So would you recommend it? Would you recommend sisters to sign up
to Islamic Relief? To what, sorry?
To Islamic to go and do these.
Yeah, so it depends. So it's funny because with Islamic Relief, I went as an ambassador just purely. It was a more journalistic trip, so writing a piece about FGM. And obviously filming stuff and sharing it, and it was the first time they'd ever gone. I think that's what they said. The first time they'd ever gone away with, like.
Do Niger have that problem of FGM too?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, so it was just.
And FGM is
female genital mutilation. Yeah, so it was talking about the way that I wanted the narrative to be was that it's not an Islamic issue. This is a cultural thing.
Thanks.
Because a lot of people frame it as a Muslim issue. So we went there, we did that, loads of different cases and stuff. That was the first time I'd ever been on the ground, because even though I'd worked with charities all those years, I'd never actually gone out on a trip somewhere. So that was yeah, alhamdulillah, that was really good. And then afterwards was Somalia, Kenya, Ethiopia, all in one trip.
So you did it all in one trip?
Yeah.
They said we're doing the East.
In like 2 weeks. Yeah, we just went to the East. That was also an incredible trip because obviously I'd never been to any of those countries before. I'd never been to East Africa.
But Kenya's gorgeous though, right? And
so beautiful.
Somalia,
yeah. It was beautiful. So that was of course really memorable just because, and we were pretty much alone on that trip because at that time the charity, they're called Help Your Team. They're like a family to me. Okay. And this was the first time they were also sending people out like influencers or content creators to do something. And I remember they're actually Somali, they're Yemeni Somali, the founders. Yeah. And he was like, Maria, when you go, please, to Somalia, can you bring a filmmaker that is not like, I was like, Adan. And he goes, yes, because they're going to think it's the United Nations or something, or like, I don't know, a spy.
I love the way you understood the assignment. He was like, okay.
I was like, cool, yeah, that's fine.
Did you find him one?
Yeah. So so that was amazing. It's funny because who came with me was someone that I had met. It was so last minute. So I'm like panicking, like, who can I find that wants to come out to Somalia, like lastminute.com to film for free? Like I've never been paid for any trip. No, I'd always do that just completely voluntarily because I know there's already like costs to send me out there. So at least in exchange that I can do is just promote the charity and fundraise for them. So anyway, so I found one guy that I worked with one time on a Mac campaign like that we did. I was like, hey, long time, yeah. Would you like to come out to Somalia, Kenya, and Ethiopia? But there's no budget, like no pay. Everything will be covered, but we just got to go out and film. We got to film like a mini documentary about the work they're doing. That's the point of it, to showcase the work.
Okay.
And he was like, oh my God, he's not Muslim. He's like, I prayed that I would like go to East Africa this year. He's like, I really wanted to go to East Africa. So he's like, I'm down for it. I was like, alhamdulillah, great. So I was like, okay, we got one person. And then my friend, Syra, she, at that time before she had kids and married, she got one daughter. She's a photographer, content creator. And she was like, I would love to come as well. I'll do photography. Everyone's making themselves useful. That's the point of this is we won't just go out if you're just going out to just see the work they're doing. Because it's like, again, there's a lot of costs that go into it, and people wouldn't like, if, as donors, they wouldn't like to know that, oh yeah, we're paying,
So
and then
true.
some of the admin fees just going out for people to
What are you
just
doing?
check out. Yeah, what you
What you
doing?
doing?
Yeah.
What you up
So
to over there?
even though it's necessary, because we do have to get material, because donors at the same time want to see where their money's going, so you have to send people out to show it, but you don't. They need to have that skill. Then otherwise, it's like, if you're just an influencer just showing it,
So
and just,
true.
like, I always,
I think that's the thing that's just so cool about you, though, Maria. It's that you're an onion. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right, take it. You're an onion. Mashallah, you just got so many layers to you. Do you know? Like, yeah, looking through your page, it's like you're such a gorgeous model. And then you advocate, then you write. Like, babes, onion.
No, listen to me, mashallah, honestly.
She would have talked about me.
No, man, no, thank you. I appreciate it. It's just, I think that's we all have so many different dimensions to us. It's just like, I think it's like, maybe it's courage. I don't know what the word is. It's just,
no, it's courage. It's being
courage.
Scared. Like, that's what courage is, right? It's being scared, but doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Being scared, but doing it anyway. That's courage.
Yeah, to just do the things that you want to do without feeling like you're going to be judged or you're going to look crazy or whatever. It's like, no, as long as there's something that kind of connects it all together, and you're not just frivolously wasting your time, because that can become just distraction and again, waste of your life. But as long as there's some purpose to it all, just have the courage to do whatever it is you want to do. And that's
I was
it,
going to ask you what advice you have. You're just doing it yourself. That's it.
That's what I'd say. Yeah.
So what can we expect from you? Do you have anything? You already told us as well. You've got something. How about I just let you talk?
No.
What can we expect from you?
I prefer
good. What can we expect from you, Hetta?
So in a couple months there is, inshallah, something coming out for TV. I'm just in an episode, but it was fun.
That's the journey, folks.
Yeah, it was fun. And also launching, inshallah, my a production. It's not really a production, but it's a media company.
Okay.
Because I want to collaborate with production companies to tell our stories. Fantastic. Again, it goes back to take my own advice. I'm saying to everyone, you got to do it yourself. Stop waiting on everyone else to do it, and invite you. This is me taking my own advice and saying, I've worked with so many different companies and people. It's been great. But if I'm not seeing the results as fast as I want to see them, then at least if it's on my own time, I can't be angry at anyone. So true.
You can see it. You can see why it's taken away. You can see the,
Yeah. So, inshallah.
Taking your power back with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Love
exactly. Yeah.
But Maria, thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you so much.
You're just so easy to talk to as well.
You're a natural host. You're telling me, like, I've not really done this. I'm like, yes, well, you're natural, mashallah.
Thank you, babe. Give me a big head. I won't be able to get this shit. But no, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being patient with us. And when you're leaving really soon, aren't you?
In a couple of weeks, but I'll be back again in a few more weeks.
Yes, you'll be in and out, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be in and out.
But no, inshallah, when you have, I want you to come back. I want you to come back. We might even be doing a little something different with the panel and stuff. So we're going to be in touch. Definitely. And you're going to be involved in the awards this year. Okay, we're going to have you on our stage, babes. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I'll come anyway.
You're coming anyway, regardless.
I'll just come dressed up and be like, hi guys.
Facts. But you'll be involved. But thank you so much. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Where can they find you?
I guess Instagram. Yeah.
Instagram, your main?
Yeah.
Mashallah. Mariah Idrissi on Instagram. And you can find us on, where can they find us, Ebian? Instagram, Muslim Women Awards, YouTube, Muslim Women Awards, and also Spotify. Yeah, Spotify is going to be MWA Podcast. But thank you so much for tuning in. And bye. We're going to say bye.
Oh, bye. I'm doing puppy now. Like.
I don't know why I do that every time I feel nervous.